Hello everyone, this is Kenji here again. So, I just got back from the hospital after my second round of infusion. And even if I'm feeling not well, I'm actually feeling a lot better right now compared to how I felt after and during my first infusion. So this time when I went in, I again brought up how bad my nausea was, and the nurse that was helping me out, she actually told me my oncologist was recommending that I take Ativan. Ativan is like usually used, apparently used for anxiety and nausea, right? Um, and I think I've heard of the medication because I think it was benzo, one of the benzo diazepines, right? So I asked the nurse straight up, like, is that benzo? And she was like, yes, that's benzo. And I remember watching this, like, one of the person on YouTube, how they got on benzo. I think they were probably on Xanax. I think Xanax is also benzo, but they were on benzo, right? For their anxiety. And even if like it helped them significantly for their anxiety, they were saying how when they were trying to get off the medication was they were miserable. The withdrawal symptoms were just so severe, and he was saying how like no one should be prescribed that medication. So that scared me. That really got stuck in my memory. So anytime anyone mentions benzo, I'm like, no, thank you, right? I'm not taking any benzo. Um, but so I told the nurse that yeah, I don't want it because I don't want to take any benzo. Um, but then I thought about it and I was like, maybe, I maybe it might help, and maybe it just in case, right? I will just take it home and think about it, and if it gets really really bad, like it did the last time, I'll take it. Um, during the infusion, so the infusion lasted about 4 hours today. It was quite long, right? Um, and they do like these pre-meds. It's called pre-meds. Basically, they give you all these steroids that is supposed to help with nausea. And it's interesting though, because they give you all these anti-nausea medication to begin with before they inject you with chemo medication. Like, why is it that I still get nausea even during the infusion? So what happened today? Again, same as last time. As soon as they started injecting the chemo, I start to feel a little bit of chills, a little bit of fatigue. I start to feel sweats on my face and on my neck, on my arm, everywhere on my body. And eventually, maybe half an hour later, I start to feel like shit, right? So finally, the most afraid of, fearful, anxiety, not anxiety, nausea starts to kick in. And I was like, shit, here it comes again. So I start to like burp a lot, and I also start to feel really bloated right away as well. And I needed to go to the bathroom. Like, I think I went to the bathroom like 5 times today. Every time I try to go to the bathroom, I have to, get out of the chair Even getting out of chair is like, oh, such a hard, complicated task, right? But anyways, I got out of chair, dragged myself to the bathroom. I'm like, I can barely walk, right? Because I feel so nauseous. I feel so weak. Anyways, I was doing that like 5 times. And towards the end, I'm like, I feel like I was having a full nausea already. Because I was so miserable. And then they had me over like this bag for me to, just in case I might have to vomit. Because I guess they could tell how bad it looked. And I was looking like at other patients when they were done with their chemo and they're walking out and they seem fine, right? Like, why am I the only one that seems like suffering so much already? This is usually, this is not supposed to happen during the infusion. Infusion day, since they are, giving you those pre-meds, that specifically for nausea, you're not supposed to feel bad. But somehow it just doesn't seem to work at all. So I actually have them give me Ativan like right there because I can't move. I can't like barely move, right? So they're trying to discharge me. I'm like, oh, I don't think I can go like this. I think I need to take Ativan right away. So I take the Ativan right away, but I'm still feeling nauseous, right? So I come home today after I got discharged, right straight to home. And what time is it? It's like 6:25 right now. I actually joined an online support group, cancer support group, which was supposed to start at like 4 o'clock and end at 5:30. So when I got home, it was around 5 o'clock. So I was late already, but I still wanted to join that group because they only run it once a month. So it's like ongoing throughout the year, but it's just that like they only have it once a month. So if I had missed this one, um I'm gonna have to wait another month to to join, which I don't want to happen. I don't want to wait another month to find a support group, to find people I can connect with. And this one is actually supposed to be for cater to younger people who are diagnosed with cancer or their family members. But I felt like even if I'm not technically young, they actually had an age limit from like 21 to 35. And as you guys know, I'm 39. And I actually asked the group coordinator if it would be okay for me to join because I don't really meet the age limit, but she said it's fine, doesn't matter. So yeah, I was able to join. And even when I was joining, I was still feeling miserable, so I had to let everyone know that I was not feeling well. But everyone was very welcoming, very supportive, and eventually, like towards maybe the end of the group, so like maybe 30 minutes later. So I think it was actually like an hour and a half later after I took that Ativan. I think it started to kick in finally, and now I feel so much better. Oh my god. Oh my god. I've never felt this good. I've never felt this unnauseated during any of my chemo treatment. So this stuff works. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm beating myself over, like, oh man, maybe I should have asked for this like much earlier, right? Um, so that's why I'm able to record a video right now. Otherwise, like if I not taken Ativan, I will be I'll be in my bed right there. In my bed right there. Do you see my bed? And just bedridden and not able to move at all. Right. And just I'll be so miserable just laying down in bed and just suffering, right? And nausea, just the thing about the nausea is that it's just constant. It's there with it's just part of your body, right? As long as you're like moving or alive, it's with you. That's what it's really, really, I don't know, it's just hard to deal with. And yeah, like can you imagine like spending every second of your life in nausea for the next 3 or 4 or even 5 days? But yeah, apparently, Ativan is supposed to be one of the strongest they can give me. And I also talked to the doctor and about how they can actually refer me to palliative care doctor to help manage my symptoms. My oncologist told me that they might have, something more better, that my oncologist is not familiar, like medications my oncologist is not familiar with and not comfortable giving. So I might actually get more support that way. But I think I really need it now. Just so miserable. In order for me to get through this treatment, I definitely need any support, as much support as I can get, especially in terms of managing nausea, because this is what's really constantly making me second guess and question myself if I can continue with chemo. And earlier when I was at the infusion chair and when the nausea started to kick in, I again had the thought, like I can't do this. I don't want to do this. Oh my gosh, how am I going to do 4 more rounds of chemo? Oh my gosh, I don't want to be like this. Are you kidding me? And guess what, guys? Now I have another side effect. Let me show you. Can you guys see? Maybe you can't see. It's hard to. Let me see. My hair is falling out. Like a lot. I don't know if you guys can see. It's kind of hard to see, but I didn't even pull it that hard. But earlier I was just like playing with my hair, like just pushing my hair up. And then like clump of hair comes out. I'm like, what the heck, right? And yeah, I'm losing a lot of hair. And look, this never happens to me. Like these strands of hair is falling out. So right now, even if I look like I still have a lot of hair, but a lot is falling out. And the thing is that this chemo regimen for theory I'm on, look, oh my gosh. Yeah, it keeps falling out. Oh, this is crazy. This chemo regimen I'm on, it's not supposed to make my hair fall out, but it is doing that. This sucks. So yeah, like even today when I was taking a shower, I saw a lot of hair and on the in the hair catcher, right? Which usually doesn't happen. So I think I'm losing some hair, or maybe this will be all gone soon in the next few treatments. So I think I'm going to, yeah, because This one, my doctor told me that there's no like hair loss, just hair thinning. Um, but I guess maybe it's because my hair is pretty thin to begin with. Oh my god, I look like I've aged like 10 years more also. I lost some weight also. I lost a lot of weight on my face too. So yeah, I think I might order a wig and just shave my head and just wear that wig. Cause yeah, it's like that's kind of ridiculous. A lot of falling out. Oh gosh. So that's where I'm at in terms of the treatment. So but man, I'm really glad that I decided to try Ativan. Such a lifesaver. Such a lifesaver. Um and they say that I can only take it 3 times a day. So I just took one earlier about an hour and a half ago. So I'll take another one right before I go to bed, I guess. So that I won't freaking like get up every 30 minutes like I did like last time. That's hard, guys. And during the time I was at the infusion chair, I was watching a YouTube video about near death experiences, and basically yeah, they were like the guy was sharing an actual research into near death experiences and corroborations of people who had experienced near death, and some of them were quite believable and crazy. And yeah, they were both Christians, and they were talking about God, and they're also sharing how they were atheist, right? Atheists, um, but became Christians after, I guess, their experiences. And I mean, I grew up in a Christian family. Especially my mom and one of my sisters, they're very committed, devoted Christians, but I never was serious about it. I mean, I did go to church all my life, all the way up till maybe first or second year of college. At one point, when I was in college, I was actually a praise team leader too. Can you guys believe it? So I was playing a guitar. But I never truly believed in God. I never truly had a genuine relationship with God. I never really bothered to read a Bible outside of church. I was just moving through the motions of going to church, and mainly I was going there to just make friends, um, and hopefully meet some girls. But yeah, it was never about me wanting to, I guess, believe in God and build a meaningful relationship with God. But, and even after, I guess, my diagnosis back in October, I still, I guess, did not feel the need or desire to revert back to Christianity, truthfully. But I don't know anymore. Maybe it's this feeling of mortality that is getting deeper and deeper every day. Whenever I get this chemo treatment, how it's making me so miserable. It, in a way, it makes you feel like you're dying. Kind of the irony is that, chemo is supposed to help you to kill cancer cells and hopefully recover and fully be cured. But then during the weeks of infusion, that's when I feel like I just want to die. I just want to end it. And I don't know. Yeah, so, and definitely, yeah, I do have a lot more thoughts of mortality because I'm suffering during the infusion week. Um, but then the next week I feel fine, right? As if I've never been sick. I've never been miserable. It's such a quite a dichotomy. Sometimes a complete contrast, like between the infusion week and the next week. Um, but anyways, back to that video. As I was watching that video, I started to have a little bit more sense of faith in me somehow, which I don't think I've ever felt before. The thing is that before, I mean, I've had, there were moments when people would share their um announce of their mystical experiences. I think it's quite common in Christian community where people would share their own story of how they came to God, um, before how they were atheists and non-believer, and they were just living like whatever, right? A lot of people, I guess, they seem like they just really sometimes let themselves go, and also sometimes a lot of people can be um quite, what is that word, oppositional to the idea of God. And not only that, but also even um repulsed by the idea of God whenever other people try to share the word of God. And I think I have definitely been one of them, I guess, in the past. Also, up until recently, whenever I see something on YouTube and they are sharing the words of God, they're talking about their experiences, I'm like, I become dismissive. Um, but I don't know if I can do that anymore. Maybe it's because I feel like my death is coming to an end soon. My time is ticking, maybe. So the sense of mortality and the question of my existence and what will happen to my soul. What will happen after that, after my death? So I think in a way it could be a blessing, because if God does really exist and if I can really use my last days to amend my broken relationship with God and how I can come again before Christ and I can go to kingdom of heaven. I think definitely that's a blessing. I mean, it's sad that these might be my last final days. But then if you think about it, do I really want to live my life without any faith, without belief in God? Maybe as old as 80-year-old, and then die without really ever having a chance to come before God and have a meaningful and genuine relationship with God. I don't think I would want that life. And again, it's I've never really thought that so, like my brain would be able to think up these kind of ideas, even toying with the ideas of God and me coming back to God. I never thought that. I was always putting it off. Oh, I'll just go to church. I'll start believing in God. Maybe after like I'm settled. I'm grinding right now. I'm busy. I have other things to do. I have I have my life. Like I don't have time for God. I don't have time to go to church. I don't have time to read a Bible. I don't have time to listen to what these other Christians have to say. They can wait. They can wait. I mean, you guys have told me God is patient, right? So God can wait. Okay? God can wait. Just give me a little bit more time. Just a little more. And look what happened. Look what happened. Now I'm facing my mortality head on. It's a crazy feeling that I don't think anyone would be able to relate unless they themselves are going through a similar experience as mine. It's yeah, I mean you can logically um and reasonably think about the idea, right? You can think it, but then I think the emotion part, the feeling part that you would feel when you are faced with your mortality, oh, just the weight. I mean, I have shared with you guys like how, yeah, I have these thoughts. And yeah, I mean, I guess I'm dealing with these thoughts every day now. And this feeling is so surreal because I've never ever had experienced this feeling. I've never got to interact with it before because why? How would I? Why would I? Right? I mean, I when I was in college, yeah, I knew a friend, close friend that we're going to the same church. We would hang out almost every day. He got diagnosed with cancer at such a young age, right? I think he was only 21 or 23. He got diagnosed with leukemia, and even back then, I think the treatment options were pretty limited. So he passed away not long after he was initially diagnosed. And even when he passed away, yeah, I had a glimpse of mortality. Sure, because my close friend passed away. But the magnitude of that feeling, of that weight, of that burden, it's not the same. I think it's minuscule compared to what I'm going through right now. And I'm not exactly trying to like do a contest here of like, oh, who has it worse, right? No. But I'm just trying to convey what I'm feeling, what I'm going through as accurately as possible. Um so yeah. Honestly, after this chemo is over, if they ask me for another regimen, I really am going to have to think hard if that's really what I want to do. So we'll see. But for now, I've decided to continue to truck through this for me, for my family, for my friends, for my viewers, for my supporters. And I don't know why you guys are so supportive for me. I mean, you guys don't even know me personally. I'm just a stranger on the internet. But you guys have been so supportive. I'm not even sure if I actually really deserve, all of your support and kind words, I am not a good person, not a kind person like I am seen in my videos, I am impatient a lot of times with people. There have been a lot of moments in my life I was cruel to other people and really just dismissive towards other people's struggles. I think that there were moments where I was very arrogant. I had too much sense of pride that led me to look down on other people whenever I felt, superior to other people. So, yeah, I'm not a good person. But especially after my cancer diagnosis, and how just seeing so many people being so supportive, how there's so many people that are just rooting for me, just seeing how this world is still full of people that have really good, kind hearts, a lot of compassion. It made me realize that, wow, I think I've been really, really wrong about how I view the world. I think I definitely view the world as a cruel place. I've, over the years, especially in my 20s and in my early 30s, when I was, hold on, I need to blow my nose. um, how I just, yeah, like when I was depressed in my 20s and early 30s, I had this really extremely negative, pessimistic, and even nihilistic view about the world, about people in general. Um, so yeah, thank you for that. I really appreciate you guys. I don't know how much time I've left on this earth, but I definitely, first, I definitely want to um, reestablish my relationship with God, with Jesus Christ. And second, I really want to make a positive impact. And that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm always going to talk about positive things in my life, right? As you guys have seen my other video, I was sharing just my feeling of maybe jealousy and bitterness um towards rich people when I went to a beach. um but yeah, I'll try my best. And also, yeah, the support group I found today, oh, they were so supportive. We actually ended up exchanging our contacts, and yeah, we are planning to meet up sometime in person as well when none of us is miserable from chemo, right? So we'll see how that goes, but I'm really, really excited to finally have found a support group where I can openly share and also listen to other people's stories where I feel I can relate to. So I think it definitely is going to help a lot. um so we'll see, right? Wow, it's 40-minute video. Gosh, I definitely have a lot more energy, a lot less nausea, guys, for me to be able to do this, pull this off. It means a lot to me. So, Edwin, it worked wonders for me today. Thank God. I thank God for that nurse. Thank God for the oncologist. Thank God for that nurse for me, like, to suggest I just take it just in case. Thank God. All right, guys. Well, as always, I will see you in the next one. Take care.